Hey guys, Natasha here from Natasha Brooks Fitness. I wanted to jump on tonight, and I'm sorry about the crazy red scratchy itchy eye and the no glasses again. My body is fighting something and it's driving me crazy. Anyway, I wanted to talk really quickly about how I was able to get my ulcerative colitis under control. I know I said cured, but there really isn't a cure for ulcerative colitis. It's more about getting yourself into remission. As I said yesterday, I am not a medical doctor. I am just explaining my personal experience, and please make sure you consult your professional doctor before trying anything, of course. So, as you know, in January of 2010, January of 2010 is when I started having symptoms. It was December of 2010 that I was actually diagnosed with ulcerative colitis after having a colonoscopy at the age of 30. And immediately they put me on prednisone. That's kind of the protocol for it. Prednisone kind of suppresses the inflammation, suppresses the immune system so it's not attacking itself, and to get the inflammation down. And when you first start it, you feel great. You feel normal. You feel like everything is going well. But for me, what was happening was when you take prednisone, you actually have to taper down 10 to 5 milligrams every few weeks. And as soon as I would get to about 10 milligrams a dosage, the symptoms would start coming back. And I did this over and over and over again for 2 years. At the same time, I was also taking, I think I started with Asacol. When that wasn't working, I went to Lialda. Was also taking medicated suppositories and other things, all of which my body just didn't like. My doctor at the time basically said, we've done all that we can. The only other choice is either to take Remicade or to have surgery to remove your colon. And at 30 years old, I guess I was 31 at the time, that wasn't an option for me. I kind of felt like those things should be in my body. Like I should have my colon. So I actually ended up switching doctors, GIs, and working with them. And I finally just said to my doctor, I was like, listen, could there be something else going on in my body that we're not looking at because we're so focused on the UC? Is there, any kind of test or anything we can do to see if there's something else going on in my body? So my doctor actually ordered a blood test, and I don't remember the name of it. That was in 2012. So I don't remember the name of it, but it basically checks for mineral and vitamin deficiencies and a couple other deficiencies in the body. And when the results came back, it actually showed that I was deficient in iron. I was anemic, which makes sense because my body was bleeding a lot, and I wasn't replenishing that iron store. The other thing that came back, which actually did surprise me, was that my vitamin D levels are very low. Now, if you are of a darker skin tone, your vitamin D levels tend to be lower anyway, because our bodies don't absorb vitamin D as well as fairer skinned people. Also, if you live in the northern part of the United States or in northern countries further away from the equator, we don't actually get as much sun as our southern counterparts. Uh, so I was actually kind of surprised because I tried to eat things that were vitamin D fortified. I don't actually drink milk. I've never liked milk, so that wasn't one of the things that I was doing, but I was consuming other things that had vitamin D in them. And normal levels should be somewhere between, I think, like 20 and 50 something per something, and mine were about 8, so they were very, very low. And so immediately my GI, he put me on a supplement of vitamin D, and I actually worked with a nutritionist to kind of get more vitamin D rich foods into my system. And I was also seeing an acupuncturist at the time. I was willing to do anything, honestly. So within a week of taking a very high dose of vitamin D, like the symptoms started to subside. I was actually kind of getting more sleep than I had been. And within 2 weeks, I actually felt normal, which anyone with ulcerative colitis knows that all you ever want to do is feel normal. You don't want any pain, you don't want any urgency, and you want good sleep. So it took about 2 weeks, and I continued the regimen until the follow-up appointment the following October when they officially declared me in remission. That was in 2013, so almost 4 years ago, and I still take vitamin D supplements, mostly in the fall and winter when the temperature starts to change and we don't get as much sun. I have been taking them this spring because here in the Northeast we didn't really have a winter, but for some reason we're not really having a spring either. I think our seasons are a little messed up, so it's been cloudy and rainy and not as sunny as it normally would be in the month of May and April. So I've been taking supplements, and I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook and other places online that everyone is looking for something that's going to help take the symptoms away, to put them into remission. And some people work really well with the medication that they're giving, and some people don't. So if you're like me and the medication just wasn't working for you, work with your doctor or ask your doctor to work with you. And if they're not willing to, I would definitely suggest finding another doctor that would love to work with you in a more natural way. Sorry. But yeah, so that's what started my remission, and if you check back later, I will be talking about some of the tips that my nutritionist had given me along the way, and some of the things that I still do, some things that didn't really work for me, and how what I eat has kept me in remission. Guys, have a great night. It's been good talking to you. Talk to you soon. Bye.